I believe. The first Christmas Harold and I were married, we had already spent almost all of our available funds for a down payment on a house and cash for 3 rooms of furniture. I don't remember what my salary was as a teacher at Paintsville High School in 1950, but I'm sure it was less than the $2,400 I was paid the year before for teaching in Waterman, Illinois. Harold was paid slightly more than I as a drafting instructor at Mayo Vocational School. By the time we had bought modest presents for my family and his family, our Christmas budget was about bare. We cut a little cedar tree up on the hill above his parents' house and set it on an old treadle sewing machine we had bought from a man on Highland Avenue, and Harold had lovingly refinished. But the decorations were sparse and inexpensive. Our presents for each other were very modest. On Christmas Eve, the 2 presents, lovingly wrapped, looked pitiful under the scrawny tree. I think I had given him a hairbrush set. I do not remember what he gave me. I wanted our first Christmas in our new home to be memorable and happy, so I said, let's hang up our socks and go to Murphy's for an hour and see what we can get each other for $1 each. Santa Claus had long since stopped coming to us because we had got too old to believe. Harold agreed, and we spent an hour and $1 each in Murphy's 5 and 10 cent store where, in those days, you could actually buy items for 5 and 10 cents. On Christmas morning, I was more anxious to see what was in my sock than what was in my present. We had paper clips, light bulbs, envelopes, all kinds of inexpensive treasures in our socks. We were both delighted. After that Christmas, Santa always came to both of us as well as to the children. As our finances improved, our stockings contained more expensive gifts. One year, Santa brought me a real, honest-to-goodness pencil sharpener, which Harold mounted on the wall in the hall. It has survived 3 children's homework, house plans drawn by Harold, pencil drawings by everyone, especially Patty, and my writing. I am still grateful every time I have to sharpen a pencil. Now that Harold is no longer with us, Santa still fills my stockings, sometimes with things I asked for, sometimes with things my grown-up children who are at home ask Santa for me. None of my children has been dumb enough to voice disbelief in Santa Claus. When Kathy got old enough to begin to be uneasy about the old elf's existence, I told her, when you quit believing in Santa Claus, he quits coming to see you. Ever the one to see immediately which side her bread was buttered on, she hastily exclaimed, "Oh, I believe, I believe!" Neither of the other children ever voiced any doubts. In fact, my 24-year-old son called me from Springfield, Kentucky yesterday and said to me, "If you should see Santa Claus, tell him there's a biography of Chuck Jones, the man who made all the good Tom and Jerry cartoons, at the first table at Joseph Beth Bookstores in Lexington." "Oh," I said, "you want me to whisper that up the chimney?" "Yes," he said, "I have a chimney at my house, but it's a new house, and I'm afraid Santa doesn't know I live here. I know the chimney at home works." He knows that no librarian, if her son asks for a book, will give him undershorts instead.